Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Welcome to the second session on commodity derivatives and risk management. Before I proceed to the today's agenda, let's revise what we discussed in the session 1. In the session 1, we discussed how commodities are emerging as a new asset class, and investment in commodities through commodity derivative contracts are being done to diversify portfolio risk and return. Commodity spot exchanges are inherently different than commodity derivative exchanges, and in India, national level multi-commodity exchanges are empowered to offer contracts on all commodities, while regional commodity exchanges have to take permission on selective basis for offering contracts on different underlying. Now let's go to today's agenda, that is, what are the value propositions offered by commodity derivative exchanges. The first value proposition, which all of us are aware of it, is that commodity exchanges offer hedging or price risk mitigation mechanism. So let's understand what do we mean by hedging. Let's, as an example, let's say a cardamom producer from Kerala is fearing that the price may go down in future. Suppose in the month of May, the producer feels that when he gets the produce in the month of September, the price is going to go down, and unless he does something, he may end up getting a lesser price for his cardamom produce. So how this cardamom producer can mitigate the risk through commodity derivative contracts? Let's say the producer enters into a short futures contract. Why the producer will enter into a short futures contract? Because the producer is long on asset, that is, the producer is going to own the underlying asset, and to mitigate that long asset, price risk associated with long asset, it will enter into a short futures contract. Now, on the contract maturity date, if his fear has been right, that is, price in the spot market has gone down, he will incur loss on his spot market transactions. However, he will gain in the short for futures position which he took in a commodity exchange. Suppose he has not been right and cardamom prices have gone up, he will benefit in the spot market. However, he will incur loss in the short futures position which he took earlier. Is hedging opportunity which is available to commodity producers and consumers through commodity exchanges or can only be done through commodity exchanges? The answer is no. Commodity producers and consumers have used forward contracts for thousands of years for mitigating the price risk. However, commodity forward contracts or any forward contract has a counterparty risk. And another important dimension of trading or entering into a forward contract is that in case of a forward contract, the buyer or the party which is interested to take the long forward position needs to inspect what the seller is offering to judge the quality of the goods, which could be time consuming and expensive but critical to pricing. Now let's discuss little more on counterparty risk. Let me take an example, or let me revisit the example of cardamom producer. Let's say on the spot date, that is 26th May 2016, the cardamom producer would like to mitigate the price risk. Cardamom producer is long on asset. It would like to mitigate this risk by taking short forward contract. Now, who will be the counterparty? Let's say the cardamom producer gets in touch with a local wholesaler, and the wholesaler becomes the counterparty to the commodity producer. So obviously the wholesaler will be short on the asset, and it will take long forward contract. What are the other terms of the contract? So let's write down the terms of the contract. So what both parties agreed on a forward price of 770 rupees per kg, delivery date that is 2 months 10 days from now, that is, let's say 6th June, July, August, 6th August 2016, and delivery location, house of the wholesaler. These terms of the contract were agreed upon the spot date. Now let's go to the contract maturity date. Let's say that is on 6th August. Let's analyze the different price which may prevail on 6th August. Let's say in the local mandi, a local wholesale market, similar kind of cardamom is selling at, let's say, 820 rupees per kg. That is spot price prevailing on 6th August is 820 rupees kg. Now, if the cardamom producer delivers as per the contract, he will be realizing, the producer will receive 770 rupees per kg. Without the forward contract, he would have been able to sell it at 820. With the forward contract, if he abides by his side of the contract, he will be delivering at 770 rupees of kg. So this will lead to a loss of 50 rupees a kg for the producer. Now let's take another price. Let's take spot price of, let's say, 700. Suppose on 6th August, the spot price which is prevailing in the market is 700 rupees per kg. So the producer will still receive 770. Producer will receive 770. However, the wholesaler will be very unhappy because he is paying 770 when similar kind of a cardamom is being sold in a local market at 700. So the producer will receive 700, so it will be a gain of 70 rupees per kg. Now in this situation, that is your situation A, when the producer is losing 50 rupees, the wholesaler will be gaining 50 rupees. In the situation B, when the producer is gaining 70 rupees, the wholesaler will be incurring 70 rupees. Now let's go back to our PowerPoint slide. As discussed, cardamom producer took short futures contract and the wholesaler took long forward contract. Let me repeat, cardamom producer took short forward contract and the wholesaler took long forward contract, and both parties agreed at a price of 770 rupees per kg, and depending upon the prevailing price on the contract maturity date, that is the 6th August 2016, one party will gain and another party will lose. Let's see the price of 820. When the price is 820, the short forward position holder, that is the cardamom producer, will incur a loss of 50 rupees per kg, because without the forward contract he would be selling cardamom at a prevailing spot market price of 820. With the forward contract, and if he abides by his side of the bargain and delivers cardamom at 770, he will be incurring 50 rupees of loss. And when he is incurring 50 rupees of loss, the long forward position holder, that is the wholesaler, will be gaining 50 rupees. So loss of short forward position is equal to the gain of the long forward position. Similarly, this side of the contract, let's see the prevailing market price is 700 rupees. So if the prevailing market price is 700 rupees, so without the contract, the commodity, the wholesaler would have bought cardamom at a price of 700 rupees, and with the contract now he may have to fork out 770 rupees per kg. So this is his loss, that is 70 rupees a kg loss. And when he is incurring loss, the counterparty, that is short forward position holder, will be incurring profit or gaining profit. Now as we know before, that derivative contracts are zero sum game, so profit of one party is equal to the loss of another party. So when traders are undertaking long or short futures contract in commodity exchanges, they do not have to worry about counterparty risk. They also do not have to worry about the quality risk or the delivery risk. Now, on a lighter note, have you come across a situation where you can cite an example where people have not abided by a forward contract? Okay, all engagements are a forward contract, and we have seen many times people not getting married after the engagement, even after getting engaged. So this is an example of counterparties not abiding by their side of the bargain, whatever could be the reason, but counterpart is not abiding the forward contract. So this happens also in business situation. If in this case, if prevailing market price would be substantially higher, the cardamom producer will not be interested to deliver the underlying to the wholesaler, and if prices fall substantially lower, the wholesaler will not be interested to buy cardamom from the producer at 770 rupees a kg. At this point of time, I would like to mention here that commodity derivatives trading or futures trading at commodity exchanges also have certain other risk. They may not have counterparty risk, they may not have quality risk, they may not have delivery risk. However, they have other kinds of risk which is known as a basis risk, but at this point of time we will not be going into the discussion of basis risk, because basis risk in detail will be covered in subsequent sessions. Now let's go to the second value proposition offered by commodity exchanges. Derivative trading helps in price discovery, and when we are talking about price discovery, what we mean is that price discovery involves the process of determining the price of a specific commodity through the interaction of supply and demand factors. When many buyers and sellers interact with each other, the price determined by this process reflect the underlying market conditions more accurately. So when we are talking about price discovery, it helps us in getting an idea regarding what is going to be the expected spot price which is going to prevail at a future date. A trader may not be coming to an exchange platform to mitigate the risk. However, the prices which are arrived or prices which are getting traded, the futures contract or option contracts which are getting traded in the exchange platform, can give an indication regarding the expected spot price, and that discovered price gives signal to the commodity producers and consumers, and this discovered price becomes reference point for pricing long-term purchase or sale contract by commodity producers and consumers. In fact, many commodity producers and consumers use the forward futures price announced or informed by the commodity exchanges for entering into long-term forward contract. Let me give you some example of this. London Metal Exchange is considered to be the largest exchange offering futures and options contracts on base metals. Now, this particular slide shows how two companies, Rio Tinto and Vedanta, use the price futures price arrived at LME to price their long-term contract. Let me read out the details which I have taken from the annual reports of these two companies. Rio Tinto Annual Report 2015, page 150 indicates the following. Metals such as copper and aluminium are generally sold under contract which vary in tenure and pricing mechanisms, with some volume sold in the spot market. The prices are determined by a reference to prevailing market prices in the terminal markets such as London Metal Exchange and COMEX in Newark. Vedanta Annual Report 2014, page 164 indicates the requirement of primary raw material alumina is partly made from our own sources and the rest is purchased primarily on negotiated price terms. Sales prices are linked to LME prices. So these two information indicates the importance of prices which are discovered at commodity exchanges and how companies are using these discovered prices to price their own long-term buy and sell agreements. Now let's go to the third or another important value proposition of provided by commodity derivative exchanges. This is very peculiar to India. In India, commodity derivative trading has given impetus to warehouse ecosystem. When we are talking about warehousing ecosystem means after the commodity derivative trading, many new warehouses have come up and warehouse certification mechanisms have developed, and these warehouses are issuing warehouse receipts. Why the commodity derivatives trading has given impetus to the warehousing ecosystem? Because many times producers and consumers of commodities, when they enter futures contract or option contract in commodity exchange, in India, as I mentioned, only futures contracts are available. So when consumers and producers of commodities enter into futures contract and they are interested to take delivery of the underlying or deliver the underlying through the exchange platform, their contracts are to be associated with warehouse receipts. So exchanges have facilitated in creation of many warehouses, and also the whole mechanism associated with the issuance of warehouse receipts have been undertaken with the help of the commodity exchanges. Now, warehouse receipts are not only used by the traders to trade commodity contracts in these exchanges. Another interesting dimension has developed in Indian context. These warehouse receipts are used by the owners of the commodity to secure loans from banks and financial institutions. Is warehouse receipt financing new in India? Definitely not. Warehouse financing is quite old. However, the quantum of loan which was given by Indian banks for warehouse receipt financing was very small. Since last 5 to 6 years, there has been tremendous growth by banks, in which they are using the warehouse receipt as a collateral and providing loans to the owners of the commodity. At this juncture, I would like to share how Union Bank of India sanctions loans against the warehouse receipt. This particular detail I have downloaded from the Union Bank of India website. The title of this particular document is Loan Against Receipt of Warehouse and Cold Storage. And as we can see, the quantum of the loan is up to 70% of the value of the commodity. And what is the security for this particular loan? The place of warehouse receipts of approved warehouses. And what are the commodities approved? Wheat, rice, paddy, and all these maize, gram, chana dal, cotton seed oil cake, jeera, jute, etc. Can be warehouse receipts for these commodities can be placed, and the bank sanctions loan. And this has done a world of good to the farmers, because in India we know many farmers, because of lack of storage facility, they undergo distress sale and end up getting a very meager amount. So with this facility, they can store their goods in approved warehouses, take the warehouse receipt to a bank and get the finance, and as and when they decide they get a better price, they are able to they can sell the underlying good and recover a better price. And this whatever loans they are getting taking from this by placing these warehouse receipts, they are also plowing back for the next farming season, for buying seeds, buying fertilizer and other investments in in becoming, generating more better farming, to generate basically better revenue for the next year. At this point of time, I would also like to share in another article which has been published by Business Today. This article is Warehouse Receipt Finance, a game changer in agri finance. It's an interesting article. As per this particular article, some 10 years back, collectively all Indian banks were sanctioning warehouse receipt loan to the tune of 4,000 crore, and within these 10 years warehouse receipt financing has grown up to 40,000 crore, and as each of these bank is using these warehouse receipts as collateral for providing the loans. Again, as I mentioned, is it unique to India? Definitely not. This particular caselet indicates how the commodity exchange, banks and warehouses are helping farmers in realizing better profit. PTA Bank in Kenya provides financing to coffee exporters from Kenya with warehouse receipt as collateral. The bank also helped these exporters to buy put option in an international commodity exchange. So when these farmers are buying, the farmers are buying, or coffee producers are buying put option, it guarantees them a minimum receipt, minimum floor price, and that based on that floor price, this PTA Bank of Kenya is providing financing to these exporters. In India, though commodity exchanges have contributed towards the ecosystem, but the actual development has been undertaken by Warehousing Development and Regulatory Authority. Understanding the need of regulating and promoting warehousing ecosystem in India, Government of India introduced Warehousing Development and Regulation Act in 2000 and set up a regulatory body called Warehousing Development and Regulatory Authority in 2010. And Government of India also made warehouse receipts negotiable in the year 2011. What do we mean by negotiability? Negotiability of warehouse receipts indicate that the ownership of warehouse receipts can be transferred between buyers and sellers without physically transferring the underlying goods. Let me show you how exactly a warehouse receipts looks like. This particular document I have downloaded from the WRDA website. So you see the negotiable warehouse receipt, who is warehouse registration number, what is the commodity, and different aspects of the warehouse negotiable warehouse receipts are mentioned here. So if you are interested in understanding more detail about this warehouse receipt system, you can go to the Warehouse Development and Regulatory Authority website and spend some time. And there are a lot of discussion are also going on about issuing warehouse receipts in dematerialization form, so that the hassles of paper transactions are not there. And commodity exchanges also offer another interesting value proposition. This is by offering weather contracts. Of course, these contracts are not available in Indian exchanges. However, certain global exchanges, international exchanges like Chicago Mercantile Exchange, offers contracts on weather parameters such as rainfall, snowfall, temperature. All of us, we know that risk associated with weather can be mitigated through insurance contract, but these insurance contracts helps us in mitigating low frequency, high impact losses. However, derivative contracts which are traded on commodity exchanges helps us in mitigating high frequency, low severity weather events. Does commodity derivatives trading have some negative side? Of course, they have certain negative sides. What is the negative side? One of the important negative side is that at times derivative trading is perceived to contribute towards excess volatility in commodity prices. For example, during October 2011 to March 22, guar seed and guar gum futures prices rose significantly. So this is a picture of guar seed. This is a agricultural produce, and seeds from these pods are crushed to arrive at to prepare guar gum, and this guar gum is used for extracting cell oil. And because of the significant volatility in future prices, the guar seed spot prices rose from 4,200 to 32,000 during over a period of 6 to 7 months. Similarly, guar gum prices also increased from 11,000 per 100 kg to 98,000 during the same period. This increase was attributed to excessive speculation in the futures market. So whenever there is a high volatility in futures market, that impacts the volatility in the spot market, or price increases in the spot market. So there is a nice article which I will be uploading for, and any one of you who will be interested to read how the volatility in spot prices contributed to the price rise in the volatility in the futures market contributed to the price rise in the spot market. You can spend some time reading this article. Now, Foreign Market Commission, the then regulator, suspended futures trading in these two commodities during March 2012, and subsequently these two commodities have been permitted to futures contract on these two commodities have been permitted, and now futures contract on guar gum and guar seed is being traded at NCDEX. Similarly, during January 2016, NCDEX suspended castor seed futures contract. At different point of time, futures contract on rubber, soya oil, etc. have been suspended. And to study the impact of futures trading on volatility of agricultural prices, in the year 2008, Government of India constituted a high-profile committee or an expert committee under the chairmanship of Professor Abhijit Sen, the then member of the Planning Commission, and this particular expert committee submitted its recommendation in the year 2008. This is a beautiful, nice document. It runs into 109 pages. I'll also be providing the this particular document. On my own, my interpretation of this particular document I am refraining from giving, because considering the length and considering the interesting interesting dimensions which they have analyzed, it's worth giving a reading and formulate your own views and interpretation of the outcome of the suggestions or recommendations given by this particular report. So this brings an into our discussion on the introductory session on commodity derivatives. So what are the key takeaways from these two sessions? So you will be, after listening to these two lectures sessions and reading the associated files, you will be able to understand how commodity derivative exchanges are different from spot exchanges. What are the value propositions of commodity derivatives exchanges? Do spot market or spot exchanges also help in price discovery? What is the difference between national level multi-commodity exchanges and regional commodity exchanges in Indian context? What is the difference between negotiable and non-negotiable warehouse receipts? What are the benefits of dematerialization of warehouse receipts? Why trading in futures contract there is a mistake on my part. So why trading in futures contract can lead to excessive speculation and price manipulation, not in forward contract. So in this context, please add an S here. What are the major recommendations given by the expert committee under the chairmanship of Professor Abhijit Sen, which studied the impact of futures trading on agricultural prices?